Tell them what you saw.
Well, we were skiing down the bend, down the run, and then I heard this yell, this scream, and then I looked over, and then about maybe 1 or 2 seconds, and then I heard the scream, and then I see this skier just slam into the back of Terry, and she just slammed him.
How hard?
Very hard. Very hard. And so Terry, she hits him right directly in the back. And so then his skis are like, when you're skiing like this. His skis actually, the tips go out like this, and he falls face down. So he's kind of spread eagle, and he goes face down, and Gwyneth's on the top of him, and they go down like this. And then Gwyneth hits him and then bounces off and slides to the right about 5 or 10 feet.
Now, at the time, you didn't know it was Gwyneth, did you?
No.
Found that out later.
Yes.
So the skier that hit him from behind hit him hard.
Yes.
And Terry goes down. Does he stop abruptly?
Yes.
Okay. And how loud was the scream?
It was loud.
How much time elapsed between the time you heard the scream and saw the collision?
About a second or two.
Okay. Now, I'd like to ask you to tell the jury, and by the way, describe, excuse me for the cough, describe what happened to the two bodies after you saw the collision, briefly.
So the two bodies. So Terry stops, and then Gwyneth kind of slides down about 5 or 10.
On top of him or the side or what?
No, she bounced off the top of him, and then she slid down to the right side, and she slid down about 5 or 10 feet. And so here's basically downhill. Terry's here, and Gwyneth's right here.
What did you do?
I skied down, and then I went on to the left side of Terry.
Were you uphill or downhill from Terry?
I was uphill.
Uphill?
Well, I was down.
bit?
I was uphill, but then when I stopped, I was downhill. I was about equal with Gwyneth, and so Terry was when Terry went down, Gwyneth slid to the down 5 or 10 feet, and I came to the other side, and then I skied down and I was down about 5 or 10 feet, and so Gwyneth and I were basically, when she got up, we were facing each other.
How far away?
I would probably say maybe 10 feet.
Okay. Now, how long did it take you to get over there to the scene?
Oh, just a second or two.
Okay. All right. And aside from Gwyneth, we now know it was Gwyneth, didn't know at the time, and Terry, was there anybody else at the scene when you arrived? Anybody else at all?
No.
Okay. What did you do when you got to the scene? Tell the jury.
Well, when I got there, I just was asking Terry, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And Terry, he wasn't moving. His face was actually in the snow, and his arms were out like this, and I mean his helmet's stuck kind of in the snow. And so I'm asking him, and then Gwyneth gets up, and then I'm asking her, "Are you okay?" And then from there.
Let me stop you there for a second. From there, at that time, did Gwyneth Paltrow, we now know it was her, say anything at all, utter any words at all to you?
No, I asked her if she was okay, and she just looked at me, and then I asked her again.
Now, she standing up or down on the ground?
She was standing up. She got up pretty quick.
Did she talk to anyone else?
No.
Who came over?
No.
The entire time she was there, 4 minutes or so, whatever it was.
Never said a...
Did she say anything, any words come out of her mouth?
No.
What did Terry say, if anything?
He wasn't talking. I mean, he he didn't even start moving for probably a couple of minutes.
Was he unresponsive or was he responsive?
No, he was unresponsive.
Okay. Now, a few seconds after you got there, did someone else arrive, and who?
Yeah, it's Eric. He showed up.
Eric Christensen.
Yes.
Spelled Christiansen, but he says Christensen, right?
I'm not sure.
You don't know. Okay. Now, did Mr. Christensen ever introduce himself to you?
No.
You didn't know his name?
No.
Tell the jury how he was dressed.
He had a green Deer Valley coat on, so he was an employee.
Tell the jury, then, what happened over the next 30 to 45 seconds. Tell the jury.
Well, he came up, and he came up to the left of me, and then he starts yelling at Terry, and he's like, "What'd you do? What did you do?" And Terry's not moving. He's not moving. His face down, and he keeps saying, "What did you do?" And so it got, and he was yelling when he came down, but then it just kept getting worse and worse. Kept getting higher and higher, and it's like, "What did you do?" And so I was getting.
Now, before you go any further,
Okay.
describe for the jury the level of hostility that you observed from a green-jacketed Eric Christensen toward Terry on the ground.
He was very hostile.
Describe it.
He was just yelling, and he was yelling to the point where I was thinking, I didn't say anything, but I was thinking to myself, man, you need to mellow out here. And so I got to the point where I was tired of it. I was concerned about Terry. Terry's not moving, and so then I ended up. He was down a little bit lower than I was, so I just moved a few feet in front of him. So he was looking, so he'd be yelling right at me, and then when I did that, he stopped yelling at him.
Did the level of hostility concern you as a person?
Yes.
Explain why.
Well, Terry was out. I mean, he was, and I was concerned about, Terry was, what was wrong with Terry, and I just was, I didn't know how bad he was hurt. I didn't, and when he was yelling, I was just, it just made me just, I didn't know what to think. I didn't know, just the way he was yelling. But I was very concerned about Terry.
But when you stayed in between them, he calmed down.
Yes, he stopped talking totally.
Okay. Tell us what else Christensen said in that sequence.
So that's correct hearsay, Your Honor.
Sustained?
Okay. Did you at some point did you learn the name of the skier that hit Terry?
Yes.
Okay. And how did you learn that name?
Well, she ended up taking off and going down, and then she went down, and then she
How
kind
far?
from where she was standing, she probably went down about 15, 20 feet.
Okay.
And
Stop.
and she came around and stopped, and then Eric said Gwyneth Paltrow just took out your buddy, and
I'm sorry. He said what?
he said Gwyneth Paltrow just took out your buddy.
Oh, your buddy took out Gwyneth Paltrow. What did Christensen
Your
say?
Honor, let's make sure the witness is testifying and not the lawyer.
I'll rephrase.
What's the question?
Yeah. And I'm talking about a res gestae event here. What did you hear at that scene at that time in this excited condition? What did you hear and from whom?
Well, he told me that Gwyneth Paltrow.
This is res gestae, Judge.
Overruled?
Thank you.
Yeah, Eric told me that Gwyneth Paltrow took out Terry.
Gwyneth Paltrow took out Terry.
Yes.
Okay. Was he accusing Terry of taking out Gwyneth Paltrow too?
No.
Okay. All right. Did at this time and before Miss Paltrow left the scene, okay, did she offer her name?
No.
Okay. Did she offer any contact information?
No.
Did she offer any identifying information?
No.
Did she ask if Terry was okay?
No.
Did she ask if Terry was hurt?
No.
Did she ask if anyone needed any kind of help?
No.
Did she ask if she could leave the scene?
No.
Okay. Now, you said she skied down a little bit. Tell the jury what happened then. After she skied down the hill 20 feet or so, like you said, what happened then?
Yes. Yeah. So that's that. So she stopped, and then that's when I backed up, and I backed up, and that's when I backed up and was going to go down and check on her, and then she just bolts and just takes off. And
Where did she
then
go?
She just went straight down, and then there was just went straight down, and there was a guy and a kid that was, I believe, was with Gwyneth, and they actually stopped about 25 feet above us on Terry's right side. So they were basically above Gwyneth, about 25 feet.
Okay.
And so she takes off, and then the kid actually comes down, and then he goes on the right side of Terry, and then the guy, he came on the left side of Terry, and he skied right next to me, and he's looking at me, just goes real slow, and he's looking me in
This is
the
the
eye.
adult or the kid?
The adult,
Oh, okay.
the adult comes by and gives me and just is giving me this really dirty look, and I was like, oh, I don't know why you give me a dirty look. And he just slowly just skied by me, and then they both took off right after Gwyneth.
Did the mountain host, Mr. Christensen, ever tell you that he saw what happened? He saw the impact. Did he ever tell you that?
No, I asked him, but no, he did not.
Let me show you Exhibit 3.
Before you put that out, is there an agreement to admit Exhibit 3?
Let's get it out.
These are all.
I mean, you can hand it to the witness, but not show it to the jury until it gets admitted.
Okay. Well, let me pull it out. This is the one showed to the jury during opening statement by Mr. Owens.
If that was the one. It's the one you showed during opening statement, Mr. Owens? The report?
Sure, of course.
Okay, is that Defense Exhibit 3, Mr. Sykes?
I believe so.
Okay, Defense Exhibit 3 is received.
Well, it's Plaintiff's Exhibit 3.
Plaintiff's Exhibit 3 is
He might have had a
received.
different number, but it's the same exhibit. Okay, now, I don't know, can I have my pointer? I use my pen as a pointer. I don't know if you can read this. It's a little hard to read. You want to step down here and take a look at it? Do you mind if I bend this forward? Stand up with there. See that date over there? 2:26?
Yes.
You see the time?
Yes.
Is that about the right time?
Yeah.
11:59?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Describe how the accident occurred. Can you read that? Or do I read it for you?
Yeah. Just can you read it for me?
Okay.
And what is the testing?
That should work. Shouldn't it?
That would be a lot.
Okay. I don't know if you can. What does that say?
Can you
I didn't
hear
see
Mr.
it.
Sykes? Can you hear him?
Check down here. Next to the description.
No.
Did you witness the accident? What does he say right here?
No.
Okay. Go ahead and do some receipt. Did he tell you orally that he didn't see it too?
Yes.
Okay. Now, look at this. ask you, I'm going to read this too because it's kind of hard to read. Under additional comments, first thing, male ski stated was that she appeared I can't read that. She appeared. Can anybody read that? The word here? Right, there you go. Thank you. You're right. Okay, I'll read that again. Excuse me. Okay. First thing male ski stated was that she appeared right in front of her. Now, stop right there for a minute. The male skier is Terry Sanderson, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, the male skier, yes.
Did you ever hear?
So I think this has been misread. If we're going to read it, let's read it correctly.
Well, I think you can bring that out in cross-examination. Go ahead, Mr. Sykes.
I'll read it again. First thing male skier stated was that she appeared right in front of him. Okay? Now, I think I'm reading that correctly. Question for you, Mr. Ramon. Did the male skier, i.e. Terry Sanderson, ever say anything like is reported here?
No.
Okay? And then he says, thus admitting that he was the uphill skier. See that? Did Terry Sanderson ever say he was the uphill skier?
No, he did not. He never said that.
Who was the uphill skier from what you saw?
Gwyneth was.
Okay. She never saw him because he came in from behind. Is that an accurate statement? No.
I think that goes to the credibility of the statement.
I think it's okay as a preface in his question.
No. Some have claimed that Miss Paltrow was at the scene for 8 minutes. What is your recollection of how long she was there?
She was there for probably 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay. How long was the mountain host there?
Probably about 7, 8 minutes.
Okay. Now let me ask you about Mr. Christensen, and ask you if any of these things happened. Did Mr. Christensen ever ask either you or Terry your names?
No.
Did he offer any contact information for Gwyneth Paltrow?
No.
Did he ask for your contact information?
No.
Did he ask if Terry Sanderson was okay?
No.
Did he ask if Terry Sanderson was hurt?
No.
Did he ask if anybody needed help?
No.
Did he offer assistance?
No.
Did he offer to call ski patrol?
No.
Okay? Now, let me ask you, did he ask if it was okay for Miss Paltrow to leave the scene without giving her contact information?
No.